Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to get the falsie look. I'm trying to make it easier for you. I'm going to give you some tips that really kind of helped me and some little tricks that I use to make them look more natural, to make them easier to put on and more comfortable to wear. So it's not a whole lot, but I think that they may help you out because they helped me out. So if you want to see how I apply my falsies, then just keep watching. Okay, so the three things that you're going to need are some lashes. The lashes I'm going to be using are the Allure London brand, and these are in the style 115. I really like these because they're kind of natural, but super glam at the same time and just give you that extra oomph to your eyes. You don't have to use these exact same ones, but Allure does have some really affordable and beautiful lashes. Another brand is the Ardell, and I really like their wispies. So you can use whatever lashes you prefer, but it does make a difference in the application and how it looks. You want to look for something that has a really small lash band, not something that's going to be like super thick. And you want some that are going to be really easy to like maneuver and bend. And sometimes that can be hard to know if the lashes are going to be like that or not, just looking at them in the package. But lashes like e.l.f. and like some really not great brands, I mean, not to like put down e.l.f. I love e.l.f. They've got amazing things. But even some high-end brands have some not so good lashes. You want to look for something that's just going to look like lashes. So these are really good style, and I'm going to be using them today. The other thing that you're going to need is some lash glue. My favorite is the Duo lash glue, and they have a couple different kinds. This one is the one with like the green writing on it. It dries clear. They've got a couple of different kinds, but Duo is a really good lash glue and they're affordable as well, so I highly recommend this for your lash glue. The next thing you will need are some little beauty scissors. You could use regular size scissors, I guess, but these are just a lot easier to get close and cut the lash. And these, I don't know where I got them, but they're just some little scissors. Nothing too important, and I personally don't like to apply mine with tweezers, but if that is something that you would like to do, you can use tweezers as well. I'm going to start out by taking the lashes out of the box, and I'm going to start with the left one. One thing that is really important is fitting the lash to your eye. A lot of times people might not know this, but if you put on the lash on your eye, a lot of the time it's going to be like way too long for your actual eye. So that's what the scissors are for, because you want to cut the length of the lash. Not the actual length of the lashes, but the lash band. So what I like to do for this part is just kind of stick it on my eye. Even though there's not any adhesive on there, I just kind of put it in place the best I can and look at the length of it. You don't want it to come all the way into this inner corner, so I'm going to cut off just about, I think I'm going to cut off 3 little sections. And what I mean by that is in each little lash that comes out, there's more than one lash in each one, but there's little segments where the lashes start, and I'm going to cut 3 of them off. Let me try to get really close and show you what I mean. Okay, so as you can see, these little segments of each lash are what I'm talking about, and I'm going to be cutting off 3 of them. I'm going to cut off right about there. There's 3 little sections, and you want to make sure you're cutting right next to the little black segment and not leaving the lash band part out, because that will just poke you in the eye. Just want to cut it off right there at the section. And I'll show you what I mean by you don't want the lash band sticking out where it's going to poke you. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but on this side where my finger's holding it, there's a little bit of the lash band that's still poking out on the end. You want to cut that off right at the edge of where the lash segment starts at, so that does not poke you in the eye. Okay, next I'm going to put on the lash glue. Got my lash, and for the glue you just want to take it and put it right on the lash band. You want to get it on the lashes, that's just going to cause them to stick together and make it sticky where you need to hold on to apply them. So I've got it on my band, and this is what it should look like. Just got it coated right on the lash band. One thing that really helped me is understanding you need to let your lash glue get dry, or not completely dry, but almost dry. And I know people had said that before, and I was like, okay, like let it dry for a few seconds, yeah, then put it on. No, you want to let it get dry to the point where it's really sticky and tacky, and it makes it so much easier to put on, because when you go to put it on your eye, it just starts sticking and it's not wet anymore, and it's not going to move around all over the place and things like that. Realizing that I needed to let my lash glue dry longer is what helped me so much, because whenever I went to put it on my eye, when I let it dry longer, it was so sticky and it just like stuck right on, and it didn't move all over the place and like just get everywhere. One thing I look for when I use this lash glue is it looks kind of bluish whenever I first put it on, and I notice as it starts drying it kind of gets a little bit of like yellow orange color throughout it as it's trying to dry down to totally clear, and that's whenever I know that it's starting to dry. So now that it's been drying for about 30 seconds to a minute, I'm going to go ahead and apply my lash. Okay, so I'm making sure that the shorter end is on the inside and the longer end is on the outside, because that's how these lashes are shaped. I want to make sure I've got it the right way, or I've got the one for the right eye. I like to hold on to the lashes with my fingers when I put them on. So I'm just going to hold on to them. I'm going to take a mirror. I'm holding just like this mirror right here. I'm putting it down a little bit below me, so I'm looking down. And I'm going to place it right on the outer corner where I want it. I'm not going to worry about the inside right now. Just the outer part of the eye. And I'm going to kind of move it around where I want it. Okay, and after I've got that place where I want it, I'm going to go ahead and start placing the inner corner. And now I'm going to let the lash glue dry even a little bit more, and I'm going to go ahead and do the other lash. So cutting it just like I did the other one, cutting off 3 sections. Okay, so after I've cut off those 3 sections, I'm going to take some tweezers, and I like to grab my lash and the fake lash and put it right over it and just squeeze together, so it squeezes it right down to my lash line. And I know I shouldn't be recommending putting tools this close to your eye, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm showing you guys how I do it. I think this technique really helps me get mine to look more natural, because when you squeeze them together, it really gets it right on your lash line. Okay, and now this lash is on, and we can put the glue on our other one and put it on. So now that the lash glue is on the other lash, I'm gonna sit and wait for it to dry down. Going in with my fingers, I'm gonna do what I did before and just put it on the outer corner. I have glue on my fingers. Okay, now laying down the inner corner. I had to switch to tweezers because I have glue all over my fingers. And then I'm going to do that same method where I squeeze the two together, my real lashes and the fake lashes. Okay, now I've got my other lash applied. I'm just kind of maneuvering. Okay, and now I have both lashes applied, and I'm going to show you guys how I add eyeliner just to make them look a little bit more natural. I'm going to go in with my NYC liquid liner. This is my liner of choice. It dries down matte, it's liquid, and I like the applicator on it and everything. It allows me to get a nice sharp wing when I'm trying to. Okay, so I ended up adding like a really strong wing. I was just kind of feeling the wing with the look I've got going today, so I added one, but you can do this without adding the wing. It's just you make the line and don't do the wing. But I just do a line straight across the lash line, and I made mine a little bit thicker to go along with the wing. But to cover up the lash band, you just need one line over the black lash line, over the lash line, to make it black and cover it up a little bit, and it allows the lashes to look a lot more natural. Okay, so here is how it looks zoomed out. If you're looking at me, you probably wouldn't think like, oh my gosh, she has on falsies. If you're looking at me close up, you probably would, but just from a distance and zoomed out on the camera a little bit, it just looks like you have really nice lashes on, and no one's gonna be like, oh my gosh, she's wearing falsies. They won't anyways if it is noticeable, but the eyeliner just kind of makes it a little bit more natural looking by covering up the lash band, because sometimes it still shows through your lashes and you can see it when you look down and things like that. So this just helps to hide it a little bit. I didn't have to go with this intense wing, but I did just because I was kind of feeling it today. I haven't done a wing in a while. A while is in like 3 days. If you guys don't want the wing, just do a line across the lash band and you'll be good to go. Okay guys, that wraps up how I apply my falsies. I hope I gave you some tips and tricks that kind of helped you out a little bit. I know they can be so intimidating, but these little things that I either like didn't know or I just kind of learned by doing them and practicing have helped me to where I can apply my falsies now. So I hope they helped you out. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them down below. I'll be glad to answer them. And I hoped you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up if you did, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!